Alright guys, welcome and thank you for selecting the College Money Matters Personal Monthly Spending Plan Workshop. This presentation is sponsored by the one and only Peer Mentor program at Estrella Mountain Community College. And just real quick, just a little background about the Peer Mentor program. It actually was founded in 2008 by students of EMCC. Our mission is to help new and returning students become successful college students by assisting them in developing strong skills for life and college success. With all that being said, peer mentors are still fellow students, but however can without a shadow of a doubt help brainstorm strategies like time management or organization skills. Peer mentors are also knowledgeable about resources on campus and can provide suggestions or options to be successful college students. And before we get started guys, just a little disclaimer, the information in this workshop is for educational purposes only. The information in this workshop is not to be utilized as financial advice, so don't make any financial decisions based off the information given from this workshop without the assistance of a financial advisor. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump right in. In this presentation, we will identify the common costs students have along with identifying financial resources that are available to be used. We will also touch on the topic of student loans as well as discussing the different types of loans. So when we think about our educational goals, a lot of us, we're going to be transferring to a four-year university or vocational school. And in that process, our education costs will increase. Other items that can contribute to our financial costs as students are books, room and board, transportation, school loans, and personal expenses such as food, medical care, and school supplies. So now let's talk about some of the resources that college has to offer. Although education prices are increasing, it is important not to become discouraged or even feel overwhelmed, as there are multiple ways and resources when it comes to paying for school. Some of these resources are FAFSA, scholarships, work study, internships, and student loans. FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid, which basically means it's free of charge to fill out and to see if you qualify for free grants to go to college. Work study is when you qualify for FAFSA and you get a job on campus, which is honestly pretty cool because they work around your school schedule. Internships can be paid, and in a nutshell, it's basically volunteering in a field you are studying to gain experience. And you can also get compensated for this time. The other option is student loans, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and the different types of loans in the upcoming slides. So let's talk about the different types of grants. The first one we have here are Pell Grants, and these Pell Grants are from FAFSA and do not have to be repaid, although there are requirements you have to be sure to reach to keep receiving the funding. SEOG stands for Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, and you can receive this on top of your FAFSA. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about the different types of loans. So there are two different types of loans. The first one is the direct subsidized loan. This loan is based off of the financial need for the student for their courses and is determined by the school. One of the big differences from this loan and unsubsidized loan is the neat fact that the U.S. Department of Education pays for the interest on a direct subsidized loan while you are enrolled in school, at least part-time. The second type of loan is the direct unsubsidized loan. This loan is available to undergraduate and graduate students. There is no requirement to demonstrate financial need in order to qualify for this type of loan. The college you are attending determines the amount you can borrow based on your cost of attendance and other financial aid you receive. You are responsible for paying the interest on a direct unsubsidized loan during all periods. So I want to talk about some different terms that we need to be familiar with when it comes to the topic of loans. And the first term is called PIT, which stands for principal, which is the amount borrowed. I, which stands for interest, which is the cost of borrowing, and T, which stands for time, which refers to the agreed amount of time to repay the loan. Amortization is helped to group multiple loans together and create one single payment a month for all the current loans rather than multiple payments a month. This can be done through your financial loan advisor. Truth in lending is a statement that is provided and is shown to reflect the true amount with interest that has been borrowed by the student. This statement is one that is provided by law. Alright guys, so we already went over the different types of financial aid and we went over the borrower tools and definitions. Now let's go ahead and have some fun and put this information into a real life income and expense plan. Right, so on the activity worksheet, you'll see that the workshop is kind of split into two different financial scenarios. The left-handed side is your income, and on the right-hand side, you have your fixed expenses. So this is kind of like the same concept as the personal monthly spending plan worksheet that we did in our previous video. But the concept here, what we're always trying to do is we're trying to compare our monthly and yearly income with our monthly and yearly expenses and see how they match up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and fill out all those little boxes. And if you look carefully on the income worksheet, you'll see that at the top of the table, it's broken up into 3 columns: per month, per semester, and per school year. And then on the left-hand side of the table, you'll see a list of possible incomes, which includes the different types of financial aid that we covered in this presentation. So what you'll do is you'll find out the per month, per semester, per year column first. Then add up all those numbers and do the same process for the fixed expense worksheet. And at the end, you'll go ahead and match up your total income with your total expense and just kind of see how they stack up. Just kind of see and get a feel for, am I going to be able to sustain on my own with the amount of income that I have, and all of my expenses, do they match up? And if they don't match up, if you're looking at your income and if you're looking at your expenses and they just don't add up, don't stress about it, guys. Don't be afraid. This is all practice just to prepare us for the future and what is to come. So like I said before, a wise financial advisor once told me, it's not that people plan to fail, we just fail to plan. And that's exactly what we're not doing here, guys. We are planning, therefore we'll be in the best position when that time comes. Alright guys, I would like to thank you for taking the time out to view this presentation, and feel free to watch the other 2 videos in our College Money Matters series. As usual, this was sponsored to you truly by the Peer Mentor Program. We're signing off, guys. I'll see you next time.